Welcome back to Inwood Fishing. So I have fished at this spot before on the river, on the Mississippi River, but the last time I fished here earlier this year, you saw me fishing from up there when the water was high and all the way up to that wall. But look at it today, super low. In earlier videos fishing here, you might remember that I was getting constantly hung. You can see why now. Look at all this rebarb here. Big old piece of tree over there sticking out with a big rope on it. Bigger tree stuck in the poles right there. More rebarb right here. And as you can see, I'm standing on a big piece of concrete that's going out into the water. There's more of it right there, a bit of a ledge coming up on it. More of it right there, broken pieces, a big piece of metal I-beam going out into the water right here. You see it coming out of the water right there, going down. Lots and lots of structure here. I've been wanting to come fish this when the river was low like this for quite some time. Finally getting to it today. So I'm gonna come at this a few different ways. We're gonna look for cats and other things. Let's get right into this. Boom. To get into this, I gotta get over to my stuff, which is in the shade. I have to mention that this is the solar noon bite that we're looking for. It is right around noon right now. And the reason for that is because this isn't going to be that great of a day to fish. Solar noon might be pretty good. Yesterday was the full moon. And this park that I'm in has horrible hours. I got to get out of here before 7:30 tonight. I am fishing with an OT1 octopus, and this is basically a dropper loop rig that I have turned around. So we have the hook at the end of the rig where normally I would have the weight, and we've got about a foot between the hook and where we're going to put the 3-ounce bank sinker on this small loop. And then up here at the very top of the rig, what would usually be the bottom is now the top, and that is cow hitched to, I'm falling over, cow hitched to a barrel swivel. Kind of hot today. So we're going to cow hitch this by putting this loop through the eye of the weight, and then we're going to pull a little bit of that rig through the eye. Just had chaos, and then we cinch it down just like that. So now I'm putting my worm on my hook, and I'm just going to get as much on there as possible for the moment. It's probably going to be about half a night crawler. Sometimes I threaded the night crawler up and put a whole one on, but as you see, I'm just wrapping it on like this. I think that's enough right there to start. Let's see what we can get. It might be really snaggy where we're going to put this bait, but we're not going to throw over that, and we're not going to throw over that. So we're going to throw in between these two obstacles here. See what obstacles are down there under the water. Also, I want to see how strong the current is where I'm placing this bait, and we want to see if my 3 is going to truck. Oh, I think we went over a drop off. Got into pretty deep water right there. Let's see what happens. Great thing about this spot is I don't need to use my bank sticks or sand spikes. The rocks work just fine. Saw a little shutter on the tip of the rod there. I hope we can pull fish up out of here without getting snagged or wrapped around stuff. So I've put this rod into a different position because I want to look for panfish. So I've baited up one of my ultralights with a size 6 Aberdeen with a little bit of red wiggler, just using a 1/16 ounce teardrop weight. I think it's very likely, because of all this structure and the shade and the fact that the river is really calm right now, that there could be panfish. There are panfish in the river. You can get bluegill and red ears and numerous other things. Let's see how deep it is here. Throw over into that shade. Well, it's definitely deep enough to hold panfish. It's maybe 3 to 4 feet deep right here. Oh, there's something down there right underneath the thing we're standing on. We got the bait right at the edge of it. Just had a little hit. There's another hit. Here we go. Little tiny gill. Look at that. There's gills here. Yeah, you're right. The real question is, are they any bigger than this? I'm gonna let this one go. Let's see if I can get this back. That's not looking likely. Oh, what did I throw this into? You never know with the river, man. This area that we're fishing today used to be all wharfs. It wasn't just the one to our left here, all along here. Yeah, you're right. Well, I got some of it back. Amazingly, I got the weight back. Now I'm gonna try on this side of that stuff right there. See if we can catch fish without losing everything. As you see, I didn't throw out too far. That's good right there. This time I have the rod propped up on what's left of a wharf. As you can see, it's like that all along here. Used to be all wharfs. Could still be like that out there. There could be remnants of them, other debris left over from the wharfs. Let's see if I can get this back. Oh my goodness, no. Well, I got everything back that time, but the hook is bent out a little bit, so we're gonna close it just a hair and make it more normal. There we go, something like that right there. We'll try this one more time before we just start fishing for panfish, because we know they're here and we can do that. You guys see that? We're gonna zoom in on it. The frame you're gonna see is gonna be much bigger than what I'm seeing. It's this green thing floating there. Might be a raft of some sort. There's nobody on it that I can see. You can't see anybody on it, right?
No, there's nobody on it.
It is now 2 o'clock. I started this at 12. Let's see if I can get this back. I thought I had a bite with this cast, but I believe it was just stuff hitting the line. Debris floating in the water. Oh, what is this? Snag City. Yes. Look at that, another species. Wow, that is a long ear. Nice. Out of the same spot as the bluegill, about the same size, just maybe a little bit bigger. Here we go. Wow. For such a little guy, so handsome. Nice, pretty little fish. Go back. Nice, we got something bigger. Very timid bite, very timid bite. He tried several times before he came up out of there. He was taking his time. So yes, there are bigger panfish down in there. This bluegill is big enough to use as bait, and we will do that later. I'm gonna give up on this spot. I can think of a lot of snaggier places that are funner to fish than this. So, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff, and I will see you next time.